as you're building things and you're creating things. The art of debugging is needed. It is a skill. Whatever AI generates is going to come with some small bugs or some caveats or some edge cases. You need to understand this wholeheartedly. All right. Now, I'm not saying you need to be perfect with this, but at least test to make sure everything is working smoothly. When you're reviewing data logs, right, this is the essence of debugging. If you are running into an API issue, what should you do? You should look at the logs to see what kind of error message that you're getting. What is happening? Is this API not set up correctly? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself before, doing additional things and rewriting and refactoring code, because it's not that. It could just be something very simple that you could edit within your code and you should be good. Okay? You need to understand the problem, the core of the problem. If you are getting a 502 error, what does that mean? Is it an issue with the back end, or is this something to do with your client? These are the things that you need to understand. And the errors that you get from the client to the back end should give you the big picture. It could be something that's malformed in the data that you're sending to the back end. There's so many different scenarios, but once you understand it, then you're able to solve that problem easily by yourself, not with AI. And even though you could create unit tests to test the client and make sure everything is working fine, and you run it through the pipeline and you get everything's passed with those unit tests, there could be a critical bug that you could find in production. And this happens. AI is not perfect. And you need to understand that even with unit tests, you could tell AI to create better unit tests for the features that you're building, but you need to go through and make sure that it's actually going through the functionality of that feature, like the core functionality. If it's not even doing that and it's just looking at the small little things, this is where you need to change your approach. The more bugs that you have with all these unit tests passing and all that stuff, now you have to go about creating stories for those, creating tickets to fix these issues, when you could have just prompted the right things in the beginning and actually figure out what is feasible and what's not. And also, if you're dealing with production issues, it would suck to wake up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning to deal with that. And I know some of you guys have done that before. So if you want to mitigate that as much as possible, mitigate that risk, please understand debugging and understand what is generated by AI is not actually correct.